So here we are on Airfield, and I'm in a platoon match with my good friend Oberst Fegelein, and this game was an interesting one. It's pretty standard tier 6 matching really. I'm in my ARL 44. This was one of my final matches in this tank before I sold it to buy the AMX M4 1945, and Fegelein is in his Soviet T150 heavy tank. He loves that tank. He advocates that it's probably one of the best tanks in tier 6, and this match shows that he's probably right. I thought that this match was going to turn out much differently to the way it did, and in many ways Fegelein steals the show, and I'll let you see what happens. So anyway, we're just going to head over along the C line, D line through those mountains. Standard fare for heavy tanks on this map. Slow it down to normal speed, had it on 2 times, whoops. Anyway, so I've caught up with Fegelein. As you can see, the ARL is a pretty quick tank. It's a little bit faster than the T150, so I'll be taking the lead position. We've already spotted one enemy scout. That's a M5 Stuart. We've got a Panzer 3-on-4 scouting up ahead, and he's spotted an enemy A20. So I'll just aim in. And first blood to me. That's the joys of using the DCA 45 gun on the ARL 44. So just standard fare, heavy tanks taking this flank. We are a little bit under-supported at the moment, but that's understandable. We've already taken 3 losses, so not too bad considering we've taken 2 of the enemy down with us, but it's always good to have some support on this this right flank, especially for heavy tanks. So I stop, try to get a shot at this T40. Fortunately, I miss, and Fegelein picks up the kill. And we've spotted an M4 Sherman with a derp gun. Now we both have a passionate hatred for Shermans with the derp gun, so we're ignoring the danger of anything lurking around this corner. We're charging off to kill it. We don't care about the damage. He's going to die. So even if he puts another shot into me, I'm going to finish him off. I regret nothing. I've killed the bastard. I'm pleased. And even though I take a little bit of damage, I'm not overly phased at the moment. I'm kind of, generally pretty confident in my status as a heavy tank. Fegelein is currently chasing a it's a T49, and it will shortly die. So as you can see, we're not in the best of shape, but by no means are we out of the fight. And it's at this point that I decide that this heavy tank coming down the middle turns out to be a Churchill 7, needs to be countered, and I underestimate this fight. I thought I had this one, but unfortunately I underestimated the penetration power of the Churchill Mark 7's gun. So I put a second one into him, and unfortunately I lose this. However, that roughly 53% damage I've dealt there, that'll be important later on. So let's see what's going on. So Oberst Fegelein, he's behind me, and he's currently engaging a KV-1S, and I'm just switching over through the death cam to get to him now. And so he's fighting a KV-1S, and this fight could go either way. I mean, the 107 gun on the T150 is the more accurate, but the 122 has the sheer alpha damage. So he manages to bounce one shot. And his track eats the second. Setting the KV-1S on fire helps, so that's victory to Fegelein. He's also bounced a second shot from, I believe, Stug 3. At the moment he's just a little bit worried that he's going to get derped while they're resetting his track, so he uses a repair kit and backs up into cover. Now at the moment things aren't looking too good for us. We're losing 9-11, never a good number. we only have one heavy tank on this flank, and he's having to face off against a Su-85. No, it's a Su-100, I believe. He has a Su-26 shooting at him, and we have a VK 301P and a Churchill 7 comfortably rolling up our middle. So at this point in time, it looks a little bit GG. And then Fegelein decides to go berserker mode. So he rolls forward to engage the Su-85, ammo racks him. At the moment, I'm yelling at him, saying, "Man, like, get back to cap. We need you back at cap. You know, we really need you back at cap, man." But he's worried about that Stug. He doesn't want to get shot in the back while he's heading for cap. But I've convinced him it's safe, so he'll get the tank around and start rolling on back to cap. At this point in time, we're worried that he'll have, you know, he won't have the speed to get there. But we're confident that our M8 and our M37 can hold the enemies off. Unfortunately, the M8 doesn't contribute as much as we'd hoped, and the enemy are capping our base. However, Fegelein's got a good turn of speed up, so he's halfway back there, signaling to artillery to hold out, but he's coming to the rescue. And once again, at this point in time, we're still losing 11-13, and it looked like a bit of a forlorn hope. Considering the enemy have two tanks, both with guns easily capable of penetrating the armor of a T-150, and they've almost 50% capped our base. So the M37 does a noble thing here. He dies, but he's spotted the enemy for us. We know where they are now, and that was one of Fegelein's big worries, was that he was going to, you know, come into this fight blind and just get torn to pieces. But we know where everyone is now. So he engages the Churchill Mark 7 first, tracking him. Moves along for a ram. That was partially due to me. I always encourage ramming. So he finishes off the Churchill Mark 7, and the Stug's shown up. So we're a bit worried. We've lost the track here, and it looks pretty forlorn. But there goes the VK 301P. The Stug foolishly rams him, taking off half of his own health, and then we finish him off at point blank range. So it's rapidly changed from 11 to 13 to 14 all, and now the only thing they have left is a Su-26. So as I said, Fegelein certainly steals the show. Now most people at this point in time would either be advancing very cautiously or sitting still for the draw. And we are debating that at the moment, hence why Fegelein's pulling back a little bit. But yeah, and he's getting abused by the Su-26 as well, and that happens repeatedly. That Su-26 is not happy. But this just goes to show that some, you know, clever play in a decisive moment in the game can absolutely turn things around. Our players are encouraging the Su-26 to go drown himself, but unfortunately he decides to hang in there. And most certainly, Fegelein's got this in the bag now. The Su-26 just wouldn't be able to do enough damage unless it managed to either set him on fire or immobilize him in a position where he was not able to fire back. But we've just decided head for the cap. That's the best solution to this problem. And 9 kills overall, that's a pretty good platoon contribution, although I will say Fegelein pulled well above his weight. So here we are, just rolling up to the cap zone cautiously. Still worried in case that Su-26 might be lurking around here. With 2 broken tracks, you do have to be a bit careful about artillery when you're advancing on your own, just in case, because if you get tracked in a bad position, that can really mean the end of it. So carefully scanning the town and moving into cap circle. So here we are, just sitting in the cap, waiting. Fegelein backing up a little bit to get in the cover of the houses. And now the Su-26 has started searching. Now generally when artillery starts firing on cap, this is a good lesson. Wait for it to fire about 2 to 3 shots, and that way you can tell that he's either got you spotted or he's searching for you. He's just trying to get random shots to reset the cap. So you can see he gets one close here, but he's still searching, and we can tell this because he moves off to the left. Now, if artillery is doing search fire, the best thing to do is to move close or to directly onto where one of their previous blast marks was, because when an artillery player is searching, unless they have you spotted, if they're just firing randomly into the cap, unless they've already hit you, they will just keep firing randomly trying to get the hit, and they will generally not fire in the same spot twice. It's like lightning. So one of the safest places to be is close to one of their previous blast markers, because they will shoot pretty much everywhere but there. And as you can see, it's just 20 points remaining, counting down. The Churchill 7, you know, conceding defeat, and the Su-26 gets in one last, you know, comment of being out of ammunition. Dropping in the GGs, and Su-26 gets in one last piece of abuse, spelt wrong. So that was Fegelein's Rampage, one of the most entertaining games of World of Tanks I've ever played, and there will be more antics in the future. Alright, thank you for watching everyone, remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the future.
Oh